dark December dawn, about 7 years ago, and 3 blocks from here, a man and his queen, that's me, lay naked in bed asleep. I thought I heard a knock at the door. I said, "Hey, Dwayne, I think there's someone," but the knocking turned into the pounding of boots running into the apartment. Some guy yelling about police, a warrant, hands up. I thought they were just going to keep on running out the back door after whoever they were after, but they stopped at the bed, and in a flash, Dwayne was standing naked with his hands against the wall. I thought I should protest, so I said, "Who are you? What are you doing?" "That will come out soon enough," said the man with the badge. Some kind soul, looking at Dwayne's buff self, picked up a shirt off the floor and gave it to him, and Dwayne put it on and put his hands back against the wall. He was naked from the butt down. And the back of the shirt, it says, "Pedal people." Well, they gave him pants and cuffed him. Then they let me get dressed. Then they patted us both down. They sat us in kitchen chairs. And I said, "Can I get my recorder?" "Don't move," said the man. Then he said, "Dwayne, you know why we're here. Where's the heroin?" Dwayne said, "In the closet." They moved me and Dwayne in our kitchen chairs to the landing outside the apartment to opposite ends while they ransacked the place, throwing open every window, door, drawers, papers, clothes, the canine sniffing. The officer guarding me, she and I weren't talking because it was kind of tense. Then the man comes out with Dwayne's winter coat, holds out his hand. There's a couple needles in a baggie, and he says, "This was in his pocket, and you were sleeping next to him." He goes back inside, and I say to my guard, "Do you want to hear a joke?" Well, she was a captive audience at that moment, but it was kind of bad timing on my part. So they take Dwayne away in handcuffs. They let me go. I ride down Fruit Street in a daze. I start my work shift emptying trash barrels on Main Street. I don't know if I should tell anybody, tell everybody. I mean, of course I have to tell people, because what the hell? I just got rustled out of bed by a SWAT team, complete with camo and automatic rifles, and it appears my boyfriend of the last 6 years is using heroin. My biking buddy, my dinner cook, my firewood splitting teacher, my love letter writer, my bridge to another world. In my family, my parents gave us books. In Dwayne's family, his parents gave him booze. He was in his 50s, and just a week earlier, he had celebrated 7 years of sobriety. Oof. I didn't have the chance to communicate with him for like over a week. I was just like lost, confused, and his picture on the front page of the Gazette. My friends, they all asked, why? Why would he do that? Dwayne's friends, they just said, "I'm sorry." When I finally got the chance to talk to him up at the jail, he said, "Yeah, I was biking up the path a couple months ago, and I ran into some friends who were trying to get into the methadone clinic, but they couldn't. They were out of dope. They asked me if I could get them some, and I know how crappy you feel when you're out of booze or whatever. You can't even function. And so I did, and it was an easy $20. And then the guy I got it from, he asked if I could deliver some for somebody else. She was an informant. And the needles, like friends used at my place, I never used, but yeah, Ruthy, it was a lapse in mental sobriety, given the consequences. Well, Dwayne did 18 months of Veterans Drug Court. He was a model student. He did his community service at Mana and brought me free meals at the bike lab. Dwayne and I eventually broke up, but we were partners for life. He got diagnosed with throat cancer in 2020, and so he started Cans for Cancer. He continued to ride his e-bike to work and feed me and collect bikes from our projects till the end. In October, this past year, the cancer finally took him. He was 14 years sober, and He was he was 14 years sober, but thank God for morphine and pot. And when he died, I inherited everything he owned, including the right to tell stories about him.